What's up, y'all? This is Mike Manzer with another Manzer Faust Productions video, and wanted to thank the few of you who have watched my live stream from the other night, talking about the announcements from Vinegar Syndrome for the halfway to Black Friday sale. And yesterday was able to make it out to Bridgeport, Connecticut, and get some stuff at Archive. Which is always a blast. I got there very early so that I'd, get in there pretty early so I could get the baskets. From last year, I learned very quickly that you need to be there early because it gets crowded pretty quickly. This year, I was kind of amazed that it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too crazy early on, but I'm sure later on in the day, maybe around noon or 1, it got pretty crazy, I would assume. So, hopefully, if you've already gotten out there, you've gotten some awesome stuff. And if you haven't made it out there yet, if you go this weekend, you get some awesome stuff as well. And you go to the Vinegar Syndrome website and get a ton of stuff on there, which I also did. I got a giant package coming this month. Got a couple of shirts. I got I got one shirt. I got the new comic, bunch of other releases. Really thrilled to get that package. But let's talk about what I picked up yesterday at the Archive. A couple of things that aren't on the site anymore, out of print. Kind of disappointed that I've missed completely out on some Def Crocodile titles, but it's what it is. They have them on the site. Gonna have to get them without a slip. Don't really care. So hopefully I'll be able to get those soon. But let's get into it. Gonna start with the partner labels, starting with AGFA, going in alphabetical order. This is Wicked World, crazy ass cover there. This is the 91, I think. 1991 follow-up from Barry J. Gillis of his in my mind, monumental shot-on-video film Things, as it says at the ending. You have just experienced Things. It's a trip, man. It's one of the most gloriously inept films I have ever seen, and it holds a very special place for me. And I have seen Wicked World in parts. I haven't seen the whole thing. I know pretty much the general vibe and atmosphere of it, but being a huge fan of Things and trying to catch up on the AGFA releases I have missed in the past. There's quite a bit. Wanted to pick this up. Really thrilled to have it. There's a couple of archival interviews and stuff on it as well, so very cool. Now they're from AGFA, going with my kind of obsession with a lot of wave productions, a lot of the stuff that Saturn's Core puts out. This is a much older release, and this, the slip has been sold out for quite a while, but I wanted to grab this just for who's involved in it, and that is Limbo. This is Tina Kraus, who is in a lot of wave and shot-on-video classics. This is her sole directorial film from 1999. Looks like the vibe of this is all over the place. Very avant-garde. Definitely in the more absurdist style of shot on video, which I'm very much interested. Taking a very lo-fi, very experimental in a way kind of genre style of filmmaking, like shot on video, and using it to make some really out there stuff, I'm definitely down for. And so I'm really psyched to dive into this. I really like a lot of Tina Krause's appearance in most films. You also got, trying to see who else is in this. There's a couple of other, frequent shot on video stars in this as well. So really psyched on diving into this. Finally, I've slept on it for years because this is quite an old release, but yeah, definitely psyched to have that. And last from AGFA, we got the Leather Boys. Pretty cool slip. The slip is still available online if you want to grab that. I think it's down to like under 100 at this point, but you could still pretty much get it. This is a co-release with Shout Factory. The other two were from back when they were releasing with Bleeding Skull, before Bleeding Skull went in its own direction. Don't know much about this 64 film, so this is diving into the more like 60s genre stuff that AGFA does a lot of. There's a corresponding short on a study of homosexuality from the Something Weird SVHS archives. This is like from what I know of this, it's a important early 60s kind of queer cinema, biker queer cinema. Very, very cool. Looking forward to diving into this. I know that Altered Innocence has released some other films from this filmmaker, Sidney J. Furie, who also did The Entity. But yeah, really psyched to dive into this. Looks like a pretty good release. These early AGFA releases don't have a shit ton of features, but they're really good at the presentation of these films. So very cool. Up next, this has been sold out on the site for a long time as well. Even the standard edition, I think, is completely sold out from Culture Shock, which I'm trying to get a couple more titles. I don't know if I'm going to have the complete set of OCN partner label Culture Shock releases, but I got most of them. I think at this point all I need is Video Murders, and maybe I think I still need Night Ripper, even though I think that movie sucks. Might as well get it. But yeah, this is Thrust. I love this Mike Diana artwork. I love a lot of the stuff that he does. It's just completely cartoonish yet absurd and disgusting all at the same time. Very cool. Seems to represent the film pretty well. So this is a... oh god, I don't even remember when this came out. Looks like 2022, so it's a more recent kind of absurdist film. I don't know if this is shot on video. I don't know much about this one, but looks crazy punk rock sleaze all over. You got an appearance from there's like a band, and I'm trying to see. There's a lot of special features on this, which is very nice to see. You got a featurette on the music. You got a 3-hour behind-the-scenes documentary. You got a collection of home movies. One of them has Linnea Quigley and Shady Tate. Another one has Amy Goodhart. Sorry. You got another short film called Triangle. Based on a short story, and there was like a band appearance in this, I thought. I don't when I talk about it later on, I will be able to dive into that. But this looks crazy fun. A lot of the better stuff that Culture Shock has put out along there with, let's say, Streets of Death and Game of Survival. Those are pretty fun. So this should fall well with those. Up next, some Deaf Crocodile that I did not have. This is Prague Nights, Czechoslovakian. Looks kind of surrealist, very art housey. Love this artwork. This is from 1969. Gotta love the Deaf Crocodile releasing some undersung film regions. I always really hype them up. I know in June they are starting a subscription service since they are no longer part of the OCN. I am definitely going to subscribe because I feel like they release constantly very great stuff. You always got a lot of great short films from the filmmakers involved. And like I say, it always introduces me to some really, really great films I am not familiar with, some really great film cultures I am not familiar with. So very cool. You got some great essays and audio commentary. There's an interview with Czech film critic. Jeez, I cannot pronounce that. I apologize, but yeah, really psyched on digging into this. I've been really wanting to get into Czechoslovakian filmmaking. I've only seen like 2 or 3. I really like Daisies. That was a fucking really fun kind of feminist film from the Czechoslovakia. So I'm really psyched on digging into that. And we got Visitors from the Arcana Galaxy, sort of like a live action, a little bit of puppetry, a little bit of animation. It says a kind of Cinematic Croft meets like Trauma kind of vibe on the back right up. This is from Croatia. So again, place I'm not as familiar with in their film output, but very cool. Looking forward to digging into that. Up next, some Saturn's Core that I had not gotten before. I feel like I still have like 4 or 5 left, but pretty close to being finished collecting all these Saturn's Core releases thus far. Love what they've put out. Duck, the Carbine High Massacre. Probably one of the more controversial. This is a sort of exploitation cash-in on the recent Columbine shooting. Definitely, you got a lot of news features from the time and sort of looking back at that time of the controversy that this had stirred up. You have a performance from Today is the Day involved, so that definitely sells me. I love Today is the Day. So very, very interested in digging into this. William Hellfire, who has worked with Saturn's Core, most prominently on their Mail Order Murder documentary on the history of Wave Productions, which is one of my favorite documentaries on film of the last few years. So, yeah, looking forward to finally digging into Duck. And then another one I've had my eye on for a while that looks really cool. I love this slipcover art. We have At Dawn They Sleep. Very cool. This is the, I believe this is a debut from Massachusetts-based video auteur Brain Pollen. also did Fetus and Blood Pigs. Yeah, shot on video, very metal influenced. Looks like a good time. You got some other shorts. You got some archival making of featurettes, some outtakes, a blooper reel. You got a trailer vault, which they always throw on these, which is pretty cool. Dive into like some of the other works from these directors and filmmakers. Awesome. Love Saturn's core. Can't wait to dive into that. Now diving into the Vinegar Syndrome proper. Mostly just sub-labels though. I did not grab any like back titles or anything like that. I got a few coming in the package, so wanted to focus on some of the sub-label stuff I've slept on. Trying to finish up the VSAs. Might not be able to do that because there's a few that are just way too expensive now. But regardless, we got Ted Bundy from I gotta get his name real quick. Matthew Bright, who did both of the Freeway films. I do remember seeing this in the early 2000s when it was on cable, probably like 2005, 2006. And remember enjoying it pretty well. I'm not really a big like serial killer fiction. When it's done right, I can definitely get on board. Stuff like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer and the kind of made for TV. I think it was shot on video. I forget what it was called, but it was like a shot on video kind of Jeffrey Dahmer film. That was probably my favorite Dahmer film. And I remember liking this a lot, and given how much I love the Freeway films, looking forward to rediscovering Ted Bundy. So, very cool. We got Ninja in the Claws of the CIA with John Liao. Excuse my pronunciation. We had some over-the-top kind of kung fu martial arts action in this. Very cool. Goes along with a lot of the Hong Kong releases we've gotten from VSA more recently. And also kind of seems to go along with sort of the passion projects we got coming from them. Like they just announced The Instructor, which looks like a ton of fun, sort of in the realm of a Champagne and Bullets, which is one of my favorite VSA releases. So yeah, looking forward to digging into this. Looks pretty cool. Love the hardbox slipcover imagery. And the last one from Vinegar Syndrome Archive that I should have grabbed on Black Friday, but didn't. The only one I grabbed on Black Friday was Untold Story 2, which was an awesome release. But I've heard a bunch of really good stuff about this. Gun for Jennifer. Really, really cool box art for this. This is from 1997. Sort of a rape revenge, Miss 45, I Spit on Your Grave. Crazy climax to the film. Got like a kind of rape revenge, hunter kind of vibe. Very cool. Looking forward to digging into that. Up next, VS Pictures. Again, been sold on the site for a minute. This looks utterly insane. The write-ups I've heard about it sound just demented. And VSP has been releasing a lot of really out there stuff. I have not seen Divinity yet, and I have not, I think it's called Divinity, the one that came out earlier this year, and I still have to pick up Riddle of Fire, but I might wait on that because I already got too big of a, I've always spent way too much on the this month's package, but sick of myself. That artwork, Jesus Christ. From what I've gathered, this is about kind of a woman obsessed with like self-improvement kind of drugs and plastic surgery and all that kind of stuff. Definitely a commentary on the superficial culture we have. You could also kind of align this with this kind of epidemic we have of Ozempic and all these kind of weight loss drugs of people getting into them who probably shouldn't be. Not saying that it's all bad. I am just recently off Ozempic, Rybelsus, and I know some people who are on Ozempic currently who it does very, it is very helpful for them, but like I say, it's a little over diagnosed or over prescribed nowadays, and you're seeing people have sort of adverse reactions to it. So, and I like a lot of films that have a very absurdist, but also very like honest and very like urgent kind of feel to how they look at these current issues. Is from 2022. So interested in diving into this. This is a write-up that, is it on the packaging? There's like a write-up of like John Waters saying it's like the sickest film he's seen in a long time. So, you know, if you got an endorsement from John Waters, can't go wrong. So, let's look at myself. And last I'm going to talk about is VSU. Man, I don't know. The VSU is a little hard for me because the one I was really freaking out about, I completely dropped the ball on. That was Showgirls. I hate that I'm never going to get a copy of that until I want to spend $400 on the goddamn eBay scalpers on it. Unless I get lucky and it shows up, a used copy shows up at the archive, but not likely. But, and, you know, I wasn't really that big on Roadhouse. I'm not a fan. Could care less. Sidekicks did nothing for me. Might pick up Navy SEALs. Once again, kind of not in a rush to get that one. But wanted to get this. Heard some really cool things about it. Kind of fits in with Cloak and Dagger from a few years ago, which I really love their release of that. We got D.A.R.Y.L. Love this like kind of virtual reality video game style packaging. Again, sort of in the realm of Cloak and Dagger. This has a nostalgia for a lot of people. I have not heard of it prior to this release, but it looks really cool. You got sort of a study of human empathy and you know, childhood innocence and all that kind of stuff with a robot who has been built in the with the mind of a child, I believe, and kind of the effects from that. You got some really great artwork on this release. Like I said, booklet. I love a lot of the stuff that they put out on this label. Again, some of them I could care less about, and the one I care the most about, I do not have and probably will not get, unfortunately. You know, maybe if I have like $300 lying around and find a good copy on eBay, I will get it. But thus is life. So yeah, that will do it. I should be back soon whenever they send out the subscriber package for the month of May. I will be back on here to show that off. I should get it pretty quickly, maybe in the next couple of weeks. I've been getting them pretty quickly this year, sometimes a lot sooner than I would want to, but looking forward to getting that in the mail. Got a lot of great releases. Again, down there in the comments, talk about what you picked up during the sale, what you are looking to pick up during this sale. Definitely jump on the site, vinegarsyndrome.com. A lot of great back title stuff on sale. And definitely in June, if you're not able to buy anything this month, in June during Partner Labels Month, definitely keep an eye out for a lot of that stuff, because there is some really cool older partner label releases that you should really look into getting. Maybe I'll even do a later on in the next couple of weeks, do a recommendation for some older partner label releases. Don't know yet. And yeah, so jump down there, talk about if you picked up any of the new releases that were announced. Really excited about the House by the Cemetery comic. They've been really cranking out the comics on the publishing end. Great releases thus far. And they're becoming more frequent, and they have gone down in price, which is very cool. So they went from $75 to $55 for the releases. So good as time as ever, since the last release of Maniac 2 barely sold. I believe it's still at like 1,000 in stock, which is kind of disappointing considering how fast the Zombie and Maniac went. But it's what it is. But if you get the opportunity to pick up a copy of House by the Cemetery and some of the older, the Maniac, Maniac 2, and Zombie comics, I would definitely recommend it. They are a lot of fun, really great artwork, and the accoutrements that you get along with it are very cool as well. Definitely great for displaying, as you can see behind me. Like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. Again, gonna be doing some more live streaming. I actually like how the live stream went the other night, even though I was like kind of falling asleep during most of it and stuttering through a lot of it. So yeah, it's what it is. I'm not used to it yet, but got some ideas. Got a couple of interviews I still need to get to. One of which really is significant in the month of June. You know, some of the stuff that's been going on in the Connecticut punk rock and DIY music scene for the past couple of years. It will be a very good conversation, so keep your eyes open for that. I also got a couple of band interview, musician interviews, band member interviews in the works as well. So yeah, a little slower this year, as I keep saying, but you know, I'm doing a lot. Got Conrad Veidt just dropped. Working on a couple of other musical things. Constantly working on new Midnight's Requiem material. Yeah, it's all happening. So yeah, that'll about do it. So good luck this weekend to everyone, whether you're going to archive in Bridgeport or you're going through the website. Keep supporting physical media so that they can keep putting out amazing releases and hype this shit up to your friends. Get more people involved, man. It's amazing seeing the type of stuff that is possible to get released now. Stuff we would have never imagined previous, and it's just on a constant monthly basis that we are getting such amazing releases. And yeah, it is a great time to support physical media in all of its forms, whether it is Vinegar Syndrome and their great partner labels, or Severin, Arrow, Criterion, even up to some of the studio releases. You know, if you have a passion for a film, now is the best time to invest in it. Um, yeah, that'll about do it. So this is Mike Manzer with another Manzer Faust Productions video, and stay fucking metal.